Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you've done so already, just trying to look over something. The put to call ratio right now is at 0.70. It's pretty high, so a lot of puts, but it's not extremely high. I mean, it can definitely go higher, so I'm not going to put too much weight into that. Now, the economic calendar, I know we get some numbers this week. Let's see, tomorrow being the 14th Monday, 13th Monday. Don't see anything. Tuesday we got core PPI and PPI, so we got inflation numbers coming out, so they're gonna probably be some big data this week with that. And on Wednesday we have actually PPI on Tuesdays at 8:30, by the way. But the CPI, we have core CPI, CPI, and CPI year to year. That's going to be the big one on Wednesday at 8:30. And we got Fed speakers throughout the day, actually all day, 9:20, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, jeez, all over the place on Wednesday. Thursday, core retail sales, unemployment claims at 8:30, so another big data day. And Friday, nothing much. So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we got some big numbers coming out, so definitely keep an eye on that. Every morning you should check the economic calendar, because sometimes Powell pops up, or Yellen pops up, or something pops up that we don't know about that wasn't there, then all of a sudden it's there. So just keep an eye on that. Now looking at SPY, I mean, we had a big red day on actually Friday and Wednesday, Tuesday, I can't remember. But yeah, we had a couple big red days on Friday this past week, but we didn't fill a gap on Friday. I mean, we get this election gap right down here at the 576.60-ish, and this low was only 578.55. So we're up $2 short from filling this gap down from election gap up. So maybe we fill it this time. I don't know. The weekly doesn't look that good. I mean, you get a head and shoulders on the weekly, you get the left, you get the head and the right shoulder. This 575 or 570. Friday's low could be the, I mean, you could draw it just like this from horizontal right here. Friday's low could be the neckline to fill that gap, possibly go down to 575, 570, maybe even 565 on that. So definitely keep an eye on it. But we'll also keep an eye on, elections. Earnings is coming up in the next couple weeks, so we could have an earnings run up, and a couple days pop could bring down the put to call ratio and stuff like that. Could also pop to 585, 590, 595, even 600 again. So it gets over 600. We're probably gonna, we got some gaps to fill up here too. We'll actually get the gap to fill up to the 588, then over the 600 to the 601. So we get a little bit of a gap right there. So we get gaps all over the place to fill, from what was this, the 8 to the, yeah, we get the gap from Wednesday to Friday, and then we can get the gap from over here, plus we get elections. So get lots of gaps to fill. So keep an eye on that from both sides. But I think that we might go down maybe another day or two. VIX, we're hovering about 1950 plus. We get lots of green candles on the daily. VIX gets over 20. It's probably going to pop to 22, 23, even 25. And we haven't had a big one until big pop. What was this day? 8.5. I don't remember what happened this day. I don't remember, but I'm not gonna look too far back. But yeah, VIX could get a pop, but yeah, if VIX doesn't pop, I mean, we get a gap right down here at 17 to 18. It can fill. I mean, the floor on VIX is right around the 12 area, but lately the short-term The short-term one's been about 15 to 16, but I think we're going to get back to 12 at some point. But who knows if it will be this week or not. BA, watching BA. BA, it's got a interesting little flag. I mean, it's holding over the 20 EMA. It's got flagging on the weekly. So if it does manage to get over this 173.50 or every 174, it probably could pop to 178, 180, 182, 184. Actually, 182, 180 is going to be the real hard resistance. Now, if it does get over that 180, inverted head and shoulders, you got the left, you got a massive head and a small right shoulder right here. So the shoulders are very, very tiny. So we could pop, gets any strength, we can pop to 190, even 200 on BA. So just make a mental note of the inverted head and shoulders on the daily and weekly. Now Disney, it started to get into the gap, and it just got quickly bought up. But if it does manage to get underneath this 108 and the market's selling off, we're probably going to fill that gap pretty fast. So Disney, watch for a gap fill on that. Meta's a lot of things going on, a lot of hate towards Mark Zuckerberg, and he's throwing stones at Apple right now. So we'll have to see what happens on that. I mean, we can watch Meta from two sides. I mean, obviously 630 is pretty far away, but it gets over 630, we're probably going to end up making a run to 650, 640, 650 if it does get over that. But if it does break 610, we could come down to 600, 590, even 580 on that. So definitely keep an eye on Meta for both directions. Netflix, when I think of pre-earnings run up, Netflix is always on the top of my list, but we had a big dump right here on Friday. I'm not quite sure what that's all about, we could dump a little more. We could come down to we get the 20 EMA on the weekly rate around 813, 810, which is right here, which is basically right, where is 810? Right here, right down in this area. So it could drop more to 810. I don't know, but I'd only watch for like the run up for earnings, because it usually does. Who knows if it will this time? There was a couple times it didn't run up, but usually it does. So I would watch it over 850 for a push to 870, 890, 900. It just seems so expensive right now in Netflix, considering a couple of years ago we're under 200, and now it's just gone straight up. That's just ridiculous. That's a once in a lifetime buy right down here. This is crazy to think about. NVIDIA had a nasty pullback the last few days, so I'd be kind of looking for a bounce on NVIDIA. It does, like to bounce in this 133, 130 area. 134, 130 is where it likes to bounce. I'd watch it right over this 136, 137. If it gets over 137, watch for a push to 150 again on NVIDIA. But if it does manage to lose this 133, probably going to dump to 130, maybe even to 120, 128, 125. 128 seems to be a lot. 120, yeah, this 130 to 128, 125 right here. This area over here seems to be where it likes to dip back into and can get bought back up. So watch that on NVIDIA. Now Tesla. Tesla's been downtrending for like the last couple weeks, making lower highs, and it's got a nice tail candle right here. So I'd kind of watch for a reversal. I'd watch it over 400. Gets over 400, we're probably going to push to 410, 420 pretty quickly. So could have a dead cat bounce for a couple days, or even a short squeeze on Tesla. So another thing I want to bring up, I don't usually look at other tickers, but I'm looking at this Allstate, ALL, insurance, a big insurance company in California that's just getting hammered on, canceling, and one of the biggest insurers over in California. So they're probably going to take a massive hit due to the wildfires and stuff like that. So I would watch Allstate underneath 177 and push to 175, 170, 165, 160. I mean, it's got room. Well, actually, it's got room down to the 160 170 area, 160, but it loses the 155. Probably going to go to 150. I mean, it's got a long ways to go. I mean, we can imagine they could probably get down to the 140s area. I mean, I would think at some point, Allstate would probably be a good buy if it did manage to get down into the 140s for a long-term hold, because insurance companies, they're not gonna, they never stay down. They dip hard and they just end up rebounding. I mean, look what they right here. They dipped hard. I don't know what that was about, but it rebounded right here. So there could be an opportunity if we have a massive drop on Allstate and see what happens with the wildfires, if it gets worse or what. I haven't really seen too much the last day or two about them, if they're getting worse or what. They probably are. So yeah, with that said, that's going to do it for the watch list, and thanks for watching.